We've had breaking news from Ferrari, this coming out just ahead of the bell, that the Ferrari slumping as the new CEO has been saying that Sergio Marchionne, the previous CEO's targets, were so-called aspirational. Let's bring in David Welch, Detroit bureau chief. I mean, what a slump. Ferrari suddenly was down 10 percentage points in European trading. It's carrying on in the US. And really, we're hearing from the new CEO that the targets bring risk and opportunities, but notably, they're not too sure they can hit the 2022 number.
Right. Sergio Marchionne was a notoriously hard-driving CEO, and maybe he had some really aggressive targets, and then when the new CEO comes in and thinks, okay, it's going to be very difficult to hit these. The Ferrari brand is not one where if you have some aggressive sales targets, you can go around discounting and putting money on the hood like you could with any other car maker. These are very expensive, exclusive cars, and there are only so many levers you can pull. So if he doesn't think he can hit them, then he's probably just going to tell the market now so that the expectations are lowered and he can go on about setting new targets and a new business plan for it.
It was interesting, of course, we heard from Volkswagen earlier that their luxury side of the business, the likes of Audi, the likes of Porsche, are likely to be hit by higher tariffs going forward. Is this going to be something that Ferrari has to debate as well?
It could be, and we still don't have a deal on tariffs yet. And if there are tariffs coming out of the EU into the US, and they are as steep as Trump has talked about, then yeah, that's going to hurt any luxury car maker, because with the exception of BMW and Mercedes, most of those vehicles are made in other countries. And they're also increasingly building them in Mexico. If you look at players like Audi and BMW, there may be new tariffs there as well. This could also be bluster. Trump is kind of talked about zero tariffs with Europe. We just have to wait and see. But certainly any environment where you add tariffs is going to hit the luxury car companies.
Why such a shocking reaction, David? I mean, the new CEO did say he's sticking with the targets for now. He'll talk to us again in September. But what would be so wrong about being realistic if that's what he is being?
Well, it's just a signal that maybe they can't hit them. When the new CEO gets in after a week or two and immediately calls the targets aspirational, it just casts enough doubt on it where investors are going to flee and put their money someplace else. You also, maybe there's an issue here where all the car companies kind of have a bad odor about them at the moment, whether it's tariffs or sales in the U.S. Being a bit soft this month. The Detroit companies all had earnings warnings last week coming out of the second quarter numbers. So right now, the whole sector just kind of has a lot of clouds gathering, and any kind of bad news from a CEO or even a hint of it is probably going to spark a sell-off.